For this unit, I decided to make my lesson plan based off of project-based learning, which is something that my district is really trying to implement. There are several courses we offer that focus solely off of this, such as our CTE and our Project Lead the Way classes. So it's something that a lot of the other teachers in my building are doing, and it's something that I'm trying my best to implement into my teaching strategies. So just a little bit of a background, I do teach introductory level sciences at our high school here in Goddard. In particular, I take a lot of our lower level intervention students. So some primary issues that I run into are engagement and motivation. It's pretty common for myself to have to wake up students that have fallen asleep during lectures or regular worksheets. I have an abysmal turn-in rate in one of my classes of 19 students. I have about 43 missing assignments. So overall, just getting my students to actively participate and do things in classes is really my primary goal and something I've really struggled with. So I have been trying to implement several projects. One in particular that I just implemented last week that I thought went pretty well is known as the Elemental Superhero Project. So the basis of this is that, this is the end of our chemistry unit. We have covered the periodic table. We've covered different types of chemical bondings, how to determine different chemical formulas. And basically, the idea of this project is that our students get to choose one element from the periodic table. And once they've chosen their element, they just sort of research some of its characteristics, what it's commonly used in, if it's highly reactive, non-reactive, sort of what it looks like at room temperature. Is it a solid? Is it a liquid? What color is it? And like I said, some of the things that it's used in, is it used as an industrial laser? Is it used for cleaning? Things along those lines, just sort of kind of finding out exactly what that element is particularly used in. So once they have made the decision on this, they sort of start designing their superheroes based off of these properties. So for example, I had someone that had carbon, which carbon is used in a lot of different things. It's got a lot of different forms. Primarily, it's used to make up our plastics. So the superhero that she designed was able to morph into different shapes, was able to sort of create things, fabricate things out of thin air using carbon-based things. And then they had to select superhero names. I thought this was really good. A lot of my students really enjoyed this. Some of my students that typically would have been not awake during this time were a lot more engaged and interested in this. So like I said, this helped a lot with that engagement piece and sort of overall buy-in, understanding of content. There was a lot of them that surprised me with some of the things they created. They truly understood a lot of those characteristics that we covered in the previous unit. So some learning theories that this sort of addresses: behaviorism. So like I said, I have a lot of students that are very, very low engagement, low motivation. So being able to get them to buy in a little bit, I find that when they start to create projects and they start to get positive feedback from myself and their peers, you can see that they're more interested in doing well in the class. And this can extend even past the project into several days or weeks after that as like a lingering good feeling. Also constructivism, so our students are required to use some of their past knowledge. So in creating these superpowers, have they, watched some shows that gave them this idea, or have they read a comic book that was incorporating some of these powers? So they have to pull a lot of these past experiences into their current project. What was my main goal? So what did I hope to accomplish? Again, my main goal was to increase engagement and willingness to actually participate in a project. Like I said, typical traditional learning styles have not been working very well for a lot of my students. They have very low turn-in rates, but I did have a really good turnout for this project in particular. So I'm anticipating that if I can incorporate more of these projects, I can lead to increased engagement and hopefully overall better understanding of content that we're covering. In what way did this help me meet the objectives? My students were much more engaged. I didn't have to wake up anybody, which was a nice change. I noticed that a lot of them were collaborating with one another. So if one of them couldn't think of a power for this particular element, another one was chiming in across the room, hey, you should do this, or hey, you should name your person oxygenesis, or you should name your person the synthesizer. We had a lot of really cool, cross collaboration across students that I typically don't see in a lot of my other projects and a lot of my other things that I do. How did they respond? Like I said, lots of positive feedback. You're still going to have that handful of students that decide not to do the project, and largely, regardless of what I do, I cannot motivate them to do things. I cannot force them to do them, but overall, I think there was much less of that particular group of students in this. I did make it worth quite a few points, which I think motivated some students to not tank their grades. But overall, I don't really like to use their grades as leverage. I would prefer them to actually want to do the project instead of scaring them into doing it. But like I said, overall, some really good positive feedback. Is there anything I would change? Yes, absolutely. So I had very detailed instructions. They're located on that lesson plan. My students did not read them. So a lot of them went through and did things incorrectly or just created a superhero and didn't do any of the research part of it. One of their last sections was to write a letter to another superhero, kind of talking about how those two elements could come together to create a compound and how those could be used for a power. So, for example, like hydrogen and oxygen can bond together to create water. And then the idea behind that is maybe they can control all the water in the world. Maybe they can control sea life, something along those lines that, are off of the idea of water. So I would definitely have spent a lot more time going through the instructions, making sure my students actually read them. Like I said, a lot of them lost a lot of points because they just weren't willing to read the instructions that were there for them. Another thing I would do is I had several early finishers, so I probably set up some type of supplemental thing that they could do once they finish. I have a lot of students that rush through things, so I was pretty good about putting them back on task. Like, hey, this is not really what I was looking for. You could do a lot better than this, rather than rushing through it. But again, a lot of them did finish early, so I wish I would have had something for them to do for the remaining amount of time. Yeah, other than that, I think it went really well. Next year, I would try and spend a little bit more time on expectations and overall reading the instructions, because again, there's so many of them that miss that. But I think it was a good project, something that my students enjoyed, something that I personally enjoyed. There was a lot of really cool, interesting things that came out of it. So definitely something I'll be using next year.